Well, we shall see, shall we not? Okay. As Sam always says, welcome to the railway. This is rather a big experiment. I'm going to try and do a little running session here. Well, of course, there's always a little bit of an experiment in any running session. What time we always know you've got to get a bunch of clocks chiming any minute because it's about 4 o'clock. And I have a bunch of clocks. There's the railway clock in the corner there. All running sessions are a little bit of an experiment, but then also I'm trying to film this with a couple of cameras which I've never used for this purpose before, so I'm not quite sure how well it's going to work, but we'll see. So, I'm going to start. There's the yard area, and here's the Kato turntable. We'll rotate the turntable, and I'm going to get an engine out of the shed there. Okay, I want to run towards the little house. So we'll give some power, and here we go. There. Okay, that's the G2, also known as the Super D, a Union Mills model of an ex-Midland 060 tender engine. Stopped at the wrong track there. I need to go one track further. Aha, but I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I'm going the wrong way, so I need to go all the way around, because I want the engine facing the other way. We might as well pull the train with the engine facing forwards, which means ultimately I'm going to run it on the down line, so I want the engine facing down, which is anti-clockwise when it gets out onto the outer tracks. So we bring him round. There we go. Now we don't need the turntable power on now. We just need the inner line power, and we'll bring him out. Famous last words. There he goes. That's the Kato sound box producing the sound. I am not using DCC. Okay, we'll just stop him there for half a minute while I change some points. Well, maybe no, I'll bring him a little bit further. I did change one point. I changed the point there that goes round to the yard. We'll bring him round here. The problem is, because I don't know exactly what you're seeing, unfortunately. And then we'll change that point behind him. We've got the crossover set. Now, the crossover is always a big problem because it has a dead area in the middle. So getting an engine to run across the crossover and keep going is always problematical. It would also help if I set the controls to the right direction. But there we go. That didn't look very realistic, but unfortunately I had to kind of run him at that speed. Yes, we should be okay. I'm going to try and run him round and pick up that goods train out of that siding over there. Did he pick that goods train up? Yes, he did. Gently, gently, gently. Oh, I forgot to put a brake van on this. I've only got one brake van, and I forgot to put it on, so we'll have to do this running session without the brake van. We're going to set the control, the inside controller, and we're going to try and run him across. We're trying to compromise here between... no. See, we derailed, we got stuck and derailed on that perishing crossover. I tried to run him into it fast, because he gets stuck in the dead zone in the middle of it otherwise. So that didn't really work, what can I tell you? It can sort of work, but... Okay. Sorry about that, but see, the problem is the crossover there. It's four points, none of which are connected to each other, so it has a sort of dead zone in the middle, so especially a short locomotive like this tends to get stuck in the middle of it. So now we're moving him on to the inner section here. And once he's moved into the middle portion of the intersection, we'll set the intersection and we'll set the crossover back out. He's a very good puller, this Super D. This is the nastiest incline on the network. It's really sharp incline coming up to this viaduct here, and it's around a tight curve, so a lot of engines can't pull anything much up there. But he's a really good puller, which is a good. An interesting parallel to real life, because the Super D, the G2, really was an excellent puller in real life. Once we're up there, we want to go slowly across the viaduct, because it's a bit rough. The biggest problem around the rest of the network tends to be losing couplings. You go over the points too fast, and these rapido couplings just pop out, and you lose wagons. There we go. So we're going through Colville Station there. I did remember to set that point back, so I didn't derail there. If I'd forgotten to set that point to the yard back, of course I would have got stuck or derailed there. Past Bilston Holt there. And back in here to where we started, more or less. I think we'll take this goods train. We'll see if we can push our luck and take this goods train round the layout once more. And then I guess we'll run a passenger train. I'm impressed with how well that Super D pulls up that incline. I mean, I guess it doesn't look anything to you because you've never seen other trains struggling to get up that incline. But so many of my locals just can't pull half this number of wagons up that incline because they just get wheel slip. It's too steep. He's a good puller, this G2. It's a bit, that's a bit of a rough area where you come down off the incline across the point there. It's a danger point for derailing or losing wagons or whatever, so I tried to go across it very slowly. I should perhaps post some speed limit signs. I don't have any signals up on the network. I've got several signal boxes, but I haven't put any signals up. Yeah, I have signals. I have signals to put up. I just haven't put any of them up yet. Let's stop that. We'll stop him there because he's sort of on the branch there, so he's isolated when he's on there. Once I shut this point and that other point, that one off, then that section inside there is isolated. This is all DC. Okay, so we've got a passenger train over there that started out life in Colville Station, but has backed up a bit more or less accidentally now. Let's take him round. We check all the points. He should be okay, so let's see if we can get him moving. That's the Jubilee class, the Pico Jubilee class Leander, pulling 3 LMS carriages. I couldn't tell you exactly what LMS carriages they are without examining them with a magnifying glass, probably, but they're LMS carriages of some sort. Made from kits, I think, not by me. Not by me. Give him a bit more juice here, try and get him up this incline, because see, now he's wheel slipping, you see. He's wheel slipping as he goes up that incline. He's up, but he's wheel slipping as he goes up it. And slowly across the viaduct, everybody slowly across the viaduct, because for some reason it's rather rough. I don't know why. I think I've assembled it exactly the way Kato said, but it's a bit bumpety-bump as you go over that viaduct there. The ends, where the ends of the viaduct connect to the regular track. Okay, we're coming down to the station here. We'll try another sound effect here. Okay, now we'll put the brakes on. Actually, I have to admit, little things please little minds. Whoops. That brake effect is actually my favourite effect on this sound card. This is the US Light Steam card. Of course, I'm not running US, but They don't make a British Steam card for the Kato sound card. I've actually ordered a Japanese one now. I've ordered the C12 C56. The C12 C56 are two Japanese locomotives. Okay, let's see. We'll shut that point. If I knew what I was doing, what am I trying to do? So we shut all the points here. I want to open the points to the upside, to the downsidings on the up line there. There we go. So I've got the points pointing at the Britannia there. The Britannia's got 5 Gresley coaches behind him. Let's see if I can get him out. The Britannia can be a teeny bit balky about starting, but we'll try. Oh, there he goes. That's good. That's good. Now, you're not going to need chuff-chuff here. You're not going to need chuff-chuff here because, unfortunately, this is a totally separate control zone, and I've only got one Kato sound box. So, and the sound box has to be connected in line with the power to the track in order to do the chuff-chuff. So the sound box, unfortunately, only does the chuff-chuff through the tunnel there and up to the other line, the up line on Colville Station. Now, this train is actually way too long for Colville Station, but what can you do? That's about the best we can do with pulling him into Colville Station. Yes, unfortunately, I've got no chuff-chuff on the outer line because did I straighten that point? No, I didn't. Got to straighten that point, otherwise he won't go through there. He'll get stuck when he gets to it, of course. Okay, we run the back of the train past the point. No, it's the wrong one. That's the right one. And we'll try and put that train back into the siding it came out of. Famous last words. Have I not done that right? Yes, I have. Just got to give him a little bit more power. And watch the back end of the train there up to the buffer. That should do, I should think. Okay, now we change the point. No, not that point, that point. We change that point, and we'll see if we get the other train out of there. Not really very nice backing all these passengers up into sidings, but still. This is a Royal Scot, a rebuilt Royal Scot. Unfortunately, my granddad drove Royal Scots, but he retired in about 1930. Not sure exactly quite when he retired, to be honest. I think he finally retired in about 37, but he was sort of semi-retired a bit before that. So he never drove these because this is a rebuilt Royal Scot. The rebuilds didn't happen until the 40s. But you can't buy an unrebuilt Royal Scot, unfortunately. Nobody seems to make one. And they are unfortunately quite easy to tell apart. I mean, this guy, well, we'll bring him back round here. He's in Colville Station now. Let's just bring him back round here a minute and stop him. You know, they're very easy to tell apart because the original Royal Scots had cylindrical boilers. When they rebuilt them, they put Stanier tapered boilers on them. Oh, you nitwit. It's me, that's me. I forgot to set the point. He stopped there. The driver of the train knows better than I do. He stopped there because I had forgotten to set the point. There we go. Now I've set the point. Driver of the train knows better than I do. He stopped because I'd forgotten to set that point. Well, I think he actually stopped because of the way the Kato point is designed. And he was going slow enough that his pickups went onto the dead spot. So we'll stop him just for a moment there and say, yeah, see, you can see the tapered boiler and the double chimney. It's very, very obvious that's a rebuilt Scot. I'd love to get an unrebuilt Scot, but I don't think anybody makes one. So I think that'll do for an initial running session. I won't know till I try and review the video from the cameras whether any of it worked anyway. So we live in hopes.